Hi. Well, it's a really nice day in England today. We've had a lot of rain here in the last month or so, but we've had a nice sunny morning. It's so warm, we're not used to it. So you can see I've got my sweater off here, and I've got my nice new guitar braces that I've had for my birthday. So thank you very much to my sister for sending those. Anyway, today another budget guitar to show you. This one I've had for I think 2 or 3 years. I don't play it very much, but I do record with it because it has quite distinctive tones, and here it is. So you'll probably recognize the shape a little bit. Maybe you've seen something like this before. I don't know. I wouldn't care to say exactly what it is a copy of for copyright reasons. Anyway, so this guitar came from Gear4Music, a sort of big superstore in York in England. I don't think they sell it anymore. As I say, I've had it for about 3 years. When they sold it, it came in this honeyburst finish, or a black, completely black version. All these budget stores now, big budget stores like Thomann make Harley Benton, Gear4Music in York make a number of brands, their own brand with Gear4Music on the head of the guitar. They have other brands that they make for themselves as well, only available. Another one, which I'll talk about in just a moment, is Bax Music in Holland. There are probably quite a few other places that have guitars made for them. So they're basically direct marketing guitars, which are probably made in China or Korea, most likely China. Anyway, so just tell you a little bit about this guitar. It's a pretty nice guitar. It cost around about, I think, £120 back about 3 years ago. So it's quite a lot of guitar for the money. Obviously, this unusual and distinctive shape. So just tell you a little bit about it. This is, as I said, it's as was then the Santa Ana guitar from Gear4Music in York. So as you can see, it's got this nice honeyburst finish. It's a flat guitar. The body is really a chambered body. You can see the sound hole here in the chamber, obviously there, with a block obviously running all the way down, into which the neck is fixed. So it's a fixed neck in this guitar. See, again, a flat back, all in this kind of red honey, the so-called honey finish. Just some of the features of the guitar. It's got obviously twin humbuckers here, twin mini humbuckers actually, with volume and tone control for each, and obviously a three-way selector switch, as I'll demonstrate with a few tones shortly. It's quite a light guitar. It's quite a small guitar, which is quite handy really. It's got a scale length of 62.8 centimeters, which, as I say, is quite small. A 9.5-inch radius neck, which is said to be a maple neck, but it's obviously very difficult to see with the colour there. It's kind of quite a chunky neck, 42-inch nut. Tuners on it, standard kind of tuners you get these days, but you know, they work pretty well actually. They've, whether 20:1 gearing ratio or 21, I don't know, but they work pretty well. What else to say about it? Well, tunematic bridge on this guitar, and obviously has a trapezoid anchor at the base there, and of course the plug, the jack plug fitting there. Just some things about the guitar, obviously, which were, I think, quite poor. It's really all about finishing, quality control and finishing. First of all, fret edges, pretty poor. Oh, by the way, it has a double octave scale, so that's the 24th fret right there, and obviously some pearloid kind of dots to indicate the frets. As I said, I was just going to mention some of the problems with this guitar, and it had very, very sharp edges on the frets. Actually running down now, particularly up in this area, it could do with a little bit of polish on the edges of this guitar. Came, I think, with 9 strings. I put 10s on it, which is my sort of normal gauge strings, usually D'Addario's. Other issues? Well, I don't think they spend much time with a finger plate. I mean, I have taken the finger plate off and sanded it down. It still could do with a bit more sanding, but boy, it was rough. It's like it's just been cut and never sanded off. That's just not acceptable, really. Any kind of guitar, that would be so easy for them to polish off those. Same thing actually with the sound hole here. Again, very roughly finished. So I took a little bit of sandpaper and sanded that down, and obviously also painted the inside edge here white, so it actually looks a little bit nicer. Routing out on the inside the body, I guess not too bad. The chamber is really only about there from what I can see. You can see it's a sort of a contoured body cut away at the base here. That's quite a nice kind of finish. So all in all, reasonable value for the money, but really the finishing could have been better. It wouldn't really have taken very much to just polish the edges a bit more, just check them over, do some minor sort of just sanding down of bits and pieces of this guitar. But otherwise, it plays okay. So I'm just going to play you some tones now. This is playing straight in my normal way, straight into the digital audio workstation, and I'm just going to play you a few, go through the things. The tone and volume are on full on this guitar, so I'll start obviously with the neck humbucker here. Just play you a few kind of sounds for you to get an impression of what it can do. Okay, so we'll just play you now with the two pickups together. Obviously a slightly lighter tone. What I notice is a slight decrease in the output on the guitar when you mix and go down from the neck to the bridge pickup. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so now the bridge pickup. Okay, so if you really wanted to try and get a guitar which has, shall we say, a well-known kind of jangly sound, that's the kind of setting you'd have it on, which is the bridge pickup fully toned up on the fully high on the tone. Just to give you an impression, just play a little bit up the fretboard here with it in this position. So interesting thing with 24 frets, you're thinking, oh, where am I? Where am I on this fretboard? Because you feel like you're really well down. But anyway, so there we are. And by the way, the guitar does play well all up the fretboard. The intonation's good. I've done a bit, obviously, on the Tune-o-matic bridge there to adjust the string heights and string lengths and things, but that's a fairly straightforward thing to do. Anyway, so let's just have a listen to this. Okay, we'll just move now up to the neck pickup, get that difference in the sound here, get that feeling of what you can do with this. Obviously I'm not playing this any drive, gain a little bit of reverb, that's all I'm playing with here straight into the digital audio workstation. So here we go again. Okay, so that gives you a fair, I think, idea of the sounds from this guitar. Now, very briefly, as I said, it's not available anymore from Gear4Music. Maybe they had a bit of maybe a certain company well known for the guitars the Beatles played gave them a bit of a call and said, "Oi, what you selling?" Anyway, but it is actually for sale. I just checked up today, so we are May the 27th in the 2021, and I just checked up, and Bax Music in Holland are selling a brand which is their own brand, which is a Fazley brand, which is kind of interesting. I might go and have a look at their instruments a bit more. Today they're selling, I think, what looks to be really identical guitar for £143. They make two variants of it. It's just colour, really. One is, and the code number is FRC618BK. I don't know if there's anything to be read into the RC bit of the FRC brand number there. And they make two versions, one which is a completely black version and one which is a sunburst version. Both of them look really nice. You can find a video or two about these guitars on YouTube. So you can get this guitar. It must have been made in the same family. Everything looks identical, even the tailpiece here, the trapeze tailpiece, even that curling, that looks to be absolutely identical. So if I bought this 3-4 years ago or something, this is still being made. So if Gear4Music in New York couldn't sell them, it looks like the Fazley brand, Bax Music in Holland, are still selling this guitar. So as I said, I think you're going to find a few videos about that. So go and look those up. Okay, that's it for today. And just as a matter of interest, I'm going to take this down to my granddaughter. I have two lovely granddaughters. They're both quite young. They've been playing classical guitar now for some years. And my granddaughter, one of them rang me up the other day, and she's just getting to those teenage years. Maybe classical guitar's a bit sort of staid for her. And she said, "Grandpa, what kind of electric guitar would you recommend I bought?" Oh, there's the phone. That's probably another scam call. I don't know if you get these scam calls. There you go. It's somewhere in, I guess, India or something like that. I'm completely fed up with it, and I don't understand why our telecommunications company don't recognize these scam numbers and just block them. Why should we have to listen to them? I mean, I'm never going to pick it up. So anyway, just one of the things I like to get off on. Why don't our telecom companies? They know they can see these dialing patterns. They can see them. Why don't they just basically shut them down? Anyway, that's all. Anyway, as I said, one of my granddaughters said, "Oh, what sort of guitar should I get, Grandpa? Electric guitar?" And I said, "Well, I'll tell you what. I'll bring a few down to you today, and you can have a try. And this is the one that I think I will just give her this guitar, because I think, well, we'll see what she says. But anyway, so there it is. This is the no longer made but still very interesting Santa Ana guitar from a really great store, Gear4Music in York in England." Thanks again for watching. Thanks for tolerating my my wanderings, phone companies, granddaughters, and so on and so forth. Anyway, thank you for listening, and do subscribe if you want to see more of these videos that I make about these sort of budget guitars that I'm interested in. And thank you very much again for watching, and take care. Bye for now.